What's going on, everybody? This is the So Many Shows mashup for Abbott Elementary. Episodes amazing and good. No, season 5, episodes 7 and 8. It's me and Mike. Say what up, Mike.
Hello, everybody.
So many shows, so many shows.com, so many mashups. We film some of these together, like where we do like, we're gonna do 2 today, 3 tomorrow, 1 the next day, whatever it is, the schedule comes out. So we normally end up doing Abbott and shifting gears in the same day.
Yes.
So it's always like, all right, well, which one do you want to start with? So unless something major happens in one of the episodes, you'd be like, oh, he's definitely going to start with this one. He's definitely going to start with this one because we do 2 episodes at a time. And the storylines aren't really consistent in most of the shows. I mean, they have like the little background stories, but I feel like the main stories, like it's not like Sopranos where you're not going to have a cliffhanger unless
Yes.
it's like a finale.
Yep.
So with shifting gears, I believe, which we're going to cover that too. Also, if you can find this at so many shows, so many shows.com, so many mashups. We also cover shifting gears. This is the Abbott one, but if you watch both episodes this week and last week, normally with what we saw, I would start with shifting gears
Yes.
because I feel like they had more important, significant episodes as far as their long-term plan and storylines. More important stuff happened. However, it's funny because when he asked me what I wanted to start with, I said, let's start with Abbott. And I said, I'll tell you why. Now, it wasn't because Abbott had something spectacular that happened or something that we have to talk about. It's actually pretty funny. So I DVR both these shows because I'm at work when they go live.
Yep.
So when I end up watching them, I always say what I want to watch first. And for some reason, I always pick Abbott first, right, to watch in the
Oh,
order
okay.
for the podcast. Yes. Now, what's funny about that is when you put DVR normally catches the end of the last show and to go into the start of the new show. Now,
Yes.
what show's on before Abbott Elementary?
Shifting
Shifting
gears.
gears. So I always, when I was most 85, 90% of the time when I put down for Abbott Elementary, it starts with the end, like the end credits where they always had a little funny scene in Shifting Gears where if you just either turn the DVR off or just walk away after the last scene, you miss it because you don't want to see the credits.
Yep.
So I'll see that little scene and be like, wow, that was a weird random scene because I don't know what the episode was about yet. So I don't know the context of the scene. And
Yeah.
then Abbott starts and I watch Abbott and then I go back after the shifting gears and then the whole episode plays out. And it's kind of like we gave you the finish. Here's the, we gave you the clue for the
Yep.
puzzle. Now here's where it's all gonna. So it kind of works out like kind of like a mystery that in Happy Accident mystery type deal where I just kind of made a new game for myself by accident.
Yes.
So when he said, what do you want to start with? I said, let's just start with Abbott because I want to tell the story because I found out I picked up that I was doing this and I've been doing this now for almost 2 years. So I'm like, I always do this every time. And I'm like, why? And I'm always catching the end of the one show and the start of the other. So we'll just jump into Abbott Elementary. I mean, so I do want to say before we talk about all the good stuff about Abbott Elementary, I am a little bummed that we did not get, because the next episode is in January
Yep.
something.
Yeah.
So
7th or whatever. Yes.
yeah, I'm bummed out because I wanted a Christmas episode, so to speak. Like they gave us the Halloween one, right?
Yeah. We got a Halloween one. Yeah.
But we didn't get the Christmas
Camping.
one. And I was hoping for some Christmas themed one where like maybe they went to somebody's house and had some eggnog or Jacob or whatever the case was. They didn't. They gave us 2 very neutral episodes compared to the Shifting Gears, which did give us the holiday episode at least. So
Yes.
check that out on so many shows, so many shows.com, so many mashups. But I felt like these 2 episodes of Abbott were funny. Our characters killed it. Jacob killed it again. Gregory did a good job. I love Gregory in these 2 episodes.
Hmm.
The Barbara Janine, the second episode, episode 8, the hard taking the mother lead, and Barbara being like a mother to Janine. It tears the heartstrings. But I didn't really, I wasn't really a big fan of Goof Girl, which was the first episode,
Yep.
episode 7. So we'll start with there. The girl joins Gregory's club, and the guys won't accept her, and he's trying to find a way to make her accept her. And the way they accept her is they all team up against Gregory, the teacher. You find the
Yes.
common enemy, and that's how you become friends in the schoolyard, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't. I thought that was a little unfair, type of thing toward Greg, but
But that's how it goes. You take that's what see, and I know it's funny because Jacob was explaining to Gregory that that's all he does is
hmm
end up being the bad guy. So all these guys get along, and that's how these kids interact because they all use him as a bad punching bag, so to speak. Gregory's not used to that because he's trying to get in the inner circle with his group.
Yeah.
Funny episode.
What did
Yeah,
Jacob refer to himself as?
I
The
forgot the
pod
name yet.
something Podfather, or it's like a group
Yes,
father or something like that. He's
yes,
like a
yes. The Podfather.
godfather.
Yeah, and he was
Yeah.
yeah and he was trying to coach Gregory on mistakes that he's making because he already been through all these mistakes, already had all these problems, and figured it out a long time ago.
Yes. Yes. I forgot to include that in my notes, but I just thought it was funny because, like you said, this Jacob kind of showing the ropes to Gregor.
And even
So,
as we fast forward real quick to the episode 8, which was birthday, he's running the drama performance, and Greg was like, I don't want to give you no pointers or whatever. And then he comes and he's shouldn't this, and he has the hat on. He's just like I
yep.
said, I said it with the round table with Tracy. Jacob's my dude. I
Yeah.
love him. He's great, and they're all good. I mean, really, they're all good in their own way. Even Barbara, like back when I was younger, I'd be like, Barbara's boring, but no, Barbara's awesome. Like she's
Yes.
crazy, sassy. I love all this, all the everything about it. In the episode with birthday, Mr. Johnson had the problem with the heating system. They want to close the school, which left kind of a little bit of a cliffhanger because now right, that's where we left off at. We're going to close the school.
They're going to
Have
close
to
the
do,
school, and at the end of the episode, Ava was talking that the only school they approved as a temporary school is a mall, a shut down or closed mall. Yeah.
so now they're gonna, and like I said, and remember we talked about this in one of our mashups. You have the school aspect. You're 5 seasons in. How do you get to 6, 7, and 8? You got to take it out of town. Now we also covered Tulsa King on our mashups, and I said this in Tulsa King. When you get into season 4, 5, and 6, you might have to leave Tulsa and go to
Yeah.
New York and go to Boston or go somewhere else for whatever, just to keep the show live because you can only do a movie in a phone booth for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's a
Exactly.
great movie, Phone Booth, if you ever
Yeah.
saw it, but you can only do stuff like that, like, oh, I'm trapped in the car. You can only do that for an hour and a half. You can't sell that for hours. And think about it, each episode is almost, half an hour. So
Yep.
how many episodes can you have? I mean, they've had a lot of episodes in a school and they sold it, and I love it each time.
Yeah. That's why we like the that Halloween episode. They're in a park and
Yes,
they've
they take it
done
out.
they've done what was it, the learning center or something like that, children's
So
museum.
I
So
think we'll
those
probably get like two
nice.
episodes in the mall and then they'll be back.
Yeah, I'm curious how long it'll take to repair everything. They got to replace the sheet or the plaster and stuff. And
Yeah, and that
yeah,
was a good.
that school is crumbling beneath, right underneath them and over them. So yeah,
And believe it or not, that's what happens though. You get a low budget, you're in a school, things aren't. It's expensive to fix things. They have old school. The problem with, and I know a little bit about this. The problem is these schools were built so long ago that a lot of these parts are antiquated. So you have to like update the whole system. Like, most schools don't have central air.
yep,
Yeah, if you're building a newer school, you have central air.
yeah,
Also, most of these schools aren't equipped to have the new AC wall units, so you have to put a dedicated outlet, with a certain wattage, with a different plug. It's just the whole thing. I know for a
yeah,
fact. So, like, it's just the process. But yeah, Abbott kills it. Like I said, Jacob's been the MVP. There was a couple episodes, not really storyline driven, just kind of like, oh, it's out there, it's fun.
yeah,
We have this moment,
absolutely.
we have that moment. Anything that caught your eye that you wanted to discuss or go over, or Janine's mom's out of line. Ava is awesome. Like.
Well, Ava is awesome. I loved every scene with Ava these last two episodes. The one that thing that or couple thing that stuck out is there any job that Mr. Johnson hasn't done in his past? It turns out he was like a model or something like that because he was modeling for Janine's
Yes.
uh, uh, ah, not what is it? Fashion club.
Yes.
It's because she brings in the display thing, and Mr. Johnson was her muse or whatever to throw clothes on. And then yes, I wrote down that Janine's mom is really something, and that's not a good thing because
No.
it was all about her, type of thing. And it's like, it was just it's terrible seeing that from somebody that I mean, we've grown to love Janine and her character, and to see how her mom is just kind of like the total opposite. It's all about her and what she had to put up with, and she was trying to bring Janine down. It's like, well, you're aiming too high. You're aiming up here. You got to aim down here. You don't want to have a house and all that other stuff. You want,
But she had what I thought was probably the line of the year, or maybe even the line ever. My favorite line in Abbott Elementary ever. This might be it. Besides, like what are those the Dare people, the rap concert about drugs.
yes,
Besides that, this was when she's like, my daughter, she's been a second grade teacher. She hasn't been promoted to third grade yet. And then Barbara's like, it doesn't work like that. And I know, like, it's true though. You don't, a teacher's a teacher. It doesn't matter.
yeah,
Like, so it's just so funny. She's like, I haven't been promoted to third grade yet. It's like, and I was just like, that's great. Because like some people out there probably think like that. It's not
yes.
even, I'm not even joking. Like, so I thought that was a pretty funny line. Yeah, they toned down the Ava talking about her boyfriend. That was good. Every other line used to be Tyrese,
That's
Tyreek, or
right.
whatever. Yeah,
All right.
they used to.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
but
Yeah,
yeah, we have a couple.
I love how she was jazzed for her for the Christmas break so she could go sip Mai Tais in a Caribbean island somewhere, and then she wound up, searching for a replacement school for the time being and gave up her little vacation
Well,
there, unfortunately.
well, that's what I said. That's why she's our girl.
Exactly. But
But
everybody in the cast has been so great. In episode 7, I loved how they kind of brought Elena into the mix of that episode because Barb and Melissa were talking about how they deal with their significant
yeah, she
others.
was exing a vice, and then they ended up exing her for a vice, and like we're gonna call you
Exactly.
for every single thing because
Yeah.
your vice is awesome. And
I'm like I put in my notes that that advice or her task totally backfired on her because now anytime they have an issue, it's going to be, hey Elena, can you help us out with this or that, the other thing.
it's like I tried your talking
So,
thing, and it worked great.
so yeah, those two episodes back to back were excellent. I thought both of them were really good. Like you said, there wasn't really a Christmas feel. I know Jacob was trying to do like a Christmas thing with just a bunch of purple instead of red, green, and or
Yeah, they
typical
stayed
Christmas
neutral on it,
colors.
so that
Yeah.
was a little sad.
So hopefully you kind of get what you wanted. Maybe they'll do like a Christmas-ish episode when they come back as a way to.
Yeah, but even then, why would you do that? I feel like for that point, you just come back as, oh, they just got back. They just got back from Christmas break. Also, now we're in the mall. This is the new setup. That's what I'm thinking
Yes.
because you forget that was episode 8. So what is that? 1/3 of the season? They have like 20 something episodes.
I don't know how many episodes
It's a
Abbott
lot per
usually
season.
goes. Yeah.
I can tell you for a fact right now, season 4, let's see, 22 episodes. Season
Okay.
3, 14 episodes. So they actually increased. Oh, season 2 was 22 and
Okay.
season
So
1 was 13. So if they're doing the weird system, then we only have 5
yeah.
episodes left, but I think it's going to be 23.
Yeah, I think it'll be the 2022 range. So yeah, like you said, third of the way done. So
So yeah, you have to keep it fresh. That's why I said it's okay. It's excusable to not have the exact Christmas episode. Speaking of which, Christmas episodes, Christmas TV shows, Christmas specials, so many shows.com, so many mashups. Catch our Christmas one coming out soon. We've been throwing our stuff on YouTube to kind of mix it up a little bit. Anything else, Mike, before we go on a Abbott break for almost a month?
yeah, no, we're going on our winter break. So yeah, nothing. Those were my notes for those two episodes. Like I said, really happy with those two episodes back to back, how they kind of flowed, like you said, a little bit, not really themed wise, just kind of filler a little bit. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more of the newer teacher though, too. They kind of brought him in the beginning of the episode or
The
beginning of
one
the
that was like
season.
Barbara's student or something?
Yes. Yeah, I was hoping to see a little bit more of him and maybe get a little bit of background on his story a little bit. But I mean,
It also
obviously,
scares me though, because the more exposure they give these new characters, you wonder if they're gonna start removing old characters one at a time to replace them to keep it fresh, like when Andy Bernard replaced Michael Scott.
yes. So that would be a downside if there is more focus on the new teacher or Elena, you're gonna figure out, or then it's like, oh, whose
How
time
long
is gonna
before
be
Barbara retires?
exactly Barbara
And
retires or
they've been focusing on Barbara an awful lot lately. Or you could have somebody randomly leave for a better job or just disappear or whatever you want to
yeah.
do.
Oh,
But
and
yeah,
one
I
more
guess
thing.
go
I
ahead.
love that Janine invited Barb to dinner
At the end.
after she told her mom, you just go do what you're gonna do. So I kind of like how Janine kind of put her foot down with her mom, but then asked Barbara if she wanted to join them for dinner instead. So that was
Yeah,
nice.
that was the heartstrings I started with in the beginning of the podcast that they tugged on the strings a little bit there.
Yes.
Like you don't need to be blood to be family. But on that note, we will leave you guys. Say happy holidays for Mike, for Pete, for Abbott Elementary Mashups. So many shows, so many shows.com, so many mashups. Happy holidays. Later.
Happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas, and talk to you on the next one.